Hey, it's your girl Autumn Rain, and this is Beyond the Record. Welcome back to Beyond the Record, your weekly update in all things music and culture. It's your girl Autumn Rain. So we're going to start off by talking about Jimmy Kimmel being back on air. As you know, last week, ABC/Disney, which owns ABC, ESPN, Hulu, cut Jimmy Kimmel and his late night show from air. So that was a really big outrage. A lot of people spoke about it on social media. I don't think you can get away from not talking about this incident because it was so much bigger than what it was. And this is what he spoke about during his emotional monologue on Tuesday night, September 23rd. So if you didn't catch it, we're not going to play it now, but just to debrief, he talked about how this is much bigger than his show, but just about freedom of speech in general, which I 100% agree. And he also thanked the people that do not have the same political opinions as him, but still found that what was happening to him was wrong. So I thought that was really big of him to say too, because all in all, we all have to live through this nation. We do not agree with everything, obviously, but I do think that having shows like this on either side of the coin are imperative to people's viewpoints. And he got emotional when talking about Charlie Kirk and about his wife that just had her speech later on, earlier this week. So he was basically apologized and said that he wasn't trying to make light of the incident. So he apologized for that. He got emotional talking about that. But I think the bigger picture in all of this is that we can't let our free speech be taken away as well. Like, he's not back on all stations across the nation, but he's back on most. And Disney lost reportedly $4 billion. A lot of people canceled their Hulu subscriptions because of this. So this was really big. And it just goes to show that we can use our voices, our pockets in way that invoke change. So this is just like a bigger lesson in it all. And I just wanted to start off the show with that, because without programs like Jimmy Kimmel or whatever YouTube radio show that you listen to, we're not going to be able to voice our opinions on these topics. So it just goes to show that there are ways that we can show up regardless of how you feel politically. So just wanted to start off with that. Then I want to go back into a little bit more music news. I thought this was a really fun finding. Earlier this week, I saw that Solange tweeted that she was the co-supervisor for Insecure for seasons 1 and 2. And if you know anything about Solange, the Knowles family, aka Beyonce, Tina, Blue, Jay, everybody, the Carter family. So very musically inclined and talented. And if you are a fan of Insecure, which is made by Issa Rae, you know how well that show has been put on a pedestal, which should be, because definitely one of my favorite shows. And the music in there has always been fire. They put so much work behind the scenes. And then to see that Solange was a part of that unknowingly makes so much sense. Issa in her own right too is just a student of music as well. So just having the brain power between the two of them, as well as other supervisors on that show, to make that show what it was, especially the music aspect of it, has been amazing. Throughout my career, I've been able to actually interview some of the people and that have been on that show as music artists. So I think it's super dope that she was a part of that. So I wanted to add that tidbit in here as well, because that was really, really dope that she was able to be a part of such a spectacular show. And I am going to put it out there, I would love another Solange album. So Solange, if you're listening, please. There hasn't been any updates on that, but if there's any updates, I will definitely tell you guys. Moving on, I wanted to talk about the 2025 Global Citizen Festival, as it's going to be on Friday, which is tomorrow, and Cardi B is replacing The Weeknd as a headliner. And I thought that was pretty big news because I think The Weeknd, he went on tour this year, as well as he dropped Hurry Up Tomorrow as well. So I know fans are probably like wanting to hear him who didn't make the tour. But I think this is a really big moment for Cardi B, and I think it's a really great opportunity for her. I know she is going to do such a great job. Alongside her, as well as other performers, there's going to be Shakira, Tyla, who's on her newest album, Arya Starr, Mariah the Scientist, and more will also be performing. And like I said, the event is on Friday. I looked at tickets yesterday, and they range from about like $120, and then obviously there's VIP special, like other admissions as well, besides general admission. So when I looked yesterday, there were still tickets available. So if you guys are interested in pulling up, then that's also on the table as well if you need some Friday plans. So wanted to call that out as well. Next up, I wanted to speak about AI music. So this is it's been a hot topic, AI in general, but this week alone, there was a lot of commotion about AI music because SZA Kehlani spoke out about the new AI artist, Zaina Monet. So if you don't know, Zaina Monet is an AI artist, and she just got a $3 million record deal. And this is something that I know Kehlani spoke about, how this should be going to deserved artists in the industry that work really hard. As you guys know, I do a lot with unsigned artists, and I love speaking to them. They're so passionate about their music. And I agree. I have to agree. I think AI is a great tool, but I also think that AI needs to stay out of creativity for most things, right? Like when it comes to like creating music, something like that, I think it needs to stay out of. Maybe on the other side of things where it can maybe help you plan content. Like I know a lot of my friends use it for scheduling, use it for meal prep, stuff like that. When it can be your little personal assistant, I get it. AI is moving towards, I feel like, every workforce at this point. So we don't want to erase human authenticity, right? Because that's what makes great music. So I think using I want to know what you all think about AI artists, AI being used in music in general. I would love to hear a comment. So please talk about it in the comment section, because I would love to hear it, or a DM. That's cool too. This topic is going to be one that is going to be integrated for music to come, in my opinion, and it's just getting started at this point. Next up, we're going to talk about some albums. So we got Bryson Tiller. His soloist album is going to be coming up on October 2nd. And it's a double album. If you guys already know, it's the Solace and the Vices. The Vices came out on August 8th. I think this is going to be such a great album. I think Bryson does a lot of things very well. I think his writing as well. I think his production selections are done really well. And I'm excited to see what this album brings. It's supposed to be a little bit more R&B. So I'm excited to see both albums. I would love to compare both sides, as well as kind of like Justin Bieber's like Swag and Swag 2. I think they have two different kinds of feelings, and I think that they were both great. I spoke about those albums already on here, so I won't speak about them again, but I would love to do the same thing for Bryson if that's something that you guys are interested in, because I think that this is going to be such a great album. I'm like super excited for it. So then we have Brent Faiyaz. As you guys know, his album was supposed to drop last Friday. The album is called Icon. There hasn't been any type of announcements towards his team, him, or anything. So fans are kind of like on the wayside here to see when are they going to get this album. Word on the street, hasn't been confirmed, but fans are thinking that it was possibly pushed back because Cardi's album was released last Friday. That could be the reason, but it hasn't been verified. So we're unsure as to why the album didn't drop. But I really do hope that we get another album from Brent Faiyaz. He has such a great voice. So I'm super excited to see what Icon will bring. We also had a potential album tease on Tuesday via X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, by Nicki Minaj. She tweeted 327 with the CD emoji. And that, obviously assumes that fans are going to be expecting an album from her. So I'm excited. I love what women are doing in rap for the past couple of years now. Nicki obviously is a big force in that lane, and I'm excited to see what she has to say, who she's going to come for. Is she going to still stir up beef between Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi? Is she gonna put another rising rapper underneath her wing like she kind of did Ice Spice? Who else she's gonna feature it on there? Just gonna be a Drake? I don't know. You never know with Nicki. So I'm super excited to see what she has planned. I know a lot of people are. She always has something to say. I just want to know what she has to say this time. So this week's first listen is going to be solely on Cardi B's Am I the Drama? And after listening to this album several times, surely enough, Cardi B is the drama, but in a good way, in a good way. She's dealt with a lot. She has very personal songs on here, like Shower Tears. But let's talk about some of my favorite songs from the project. So I really love Safe, that features Kehlani. Magnet. We're going to talk about that later. Bodega Baddie, Hello, that was a surprising one, and Pretty and Petty. Okay, so that we're going to talk about that one as well. But those are some of my favorites from here. And she also released a bonus edition of the album on Tuesday night, and it has the new song Don't Do Too Much, which is also, I think, a real banger as well. So this has been looked at as Cardi B's Lemonade, referencing, Beyonce's Lemonade, where she talks about her relationship with Jay-Z. Now Cardi B is doing the same thing with her relationship with her ex-husband Offset. As you know, they share 3 children together: Culture, Wave, and Blossom. So they have a lot of history. They've been together since about 2017, 2018, we got married, and they've been on and off. She filed for a divorce in 2020, then again last year. And now they're moving on to that next chapter. He talked about that in his album as well. He has a song called Move On, and that is referencing Cardi and that relationship, as well as how they are just moving on from that previous relationship. So there's a lot of legal proceedings still going on, but that's pretty much it. As you guys know too, she is pregnant with Stephon Diggs' baby. They've been dating for, I don't know, probably they started fueling romance rumors in about last fall, a couple months after she filed for a divorce again. So they went public with their relationship, however, in June of this year. So that's kind of where they confirmed what everyone was kind of thinking behind the scenes. So that was really cool. They are really cute together. He brought out a bunch of roses, a truck load of roses, to her album release party in New York City last week. So that was, you got some, points for that as well. They seem like a cute couple. I know the Patriots Wags, as he plays for the New England Patriots. The Patriots Wags invited her to a tailgate. She didn't attend, but I can definitely see Cardi attending in the future. She did talk about going to Gillette Stadium and watching Diggs play. So that'll definitely be in the future for the two. But back to the music. Cardi spared no one. Cardi spared no one on this album. Okay. So we're going to start off with Magnet, which has shots thrown at JT and her boyfriend, rapper Lil Uzi. JT did respond, so they've been going back and forth on that. Probably have more details about that next week if you guys are interested, because there has been just so much back and forth. Ice Spice also caught a stray on there as well. And Bia was also mentioned on Pretty and Petty. So and obviously Offset was referenced in several songs. And there's another song called On My Back, which is a great song too, which seemingly is about her relationship with Stefon Diggs. So there were a lot of shots thrown during this album. I definitely would love to do a deep dive if that is something that you guys would be interested in. So just let me know in the comment section online or via DM, because there's just so much back and forth. And I wonder how this is all going to end up. A lot of people told JT just to get in the booth because there was a lot of back and forth between the two. Cardi loves talking on Spaces, which is on X. She spoke about it on there as too. She's pulling up receipts, everything. So let me know. I can make that into a separate video on the channel so that you guys can do your own deep dive to see what is going on between these couples. Lil Uzi could respond. Ice Spice could respond. I don't think that Offset will. Honestly, I think he did what he had to do for his last album, and that's going to be it. Bia, rumored to have responded as well, but I want to see more. Cardi always leaves it in the music, and that's what I love about her. Another song I really liked too was Principal. I didn't mention that, but that featured Janet Jackson. She also had a Cash Cobain feature. Kehlani, we spoke about Lizzo, Summer Walker's on 2 songs, Selena Gomez, Tyla, and Megan Thee Stallion. Do want to talk about that last part as well with Megan Thee Stallion, because I know a lot of people thought we'd get a new song with Megan, but honestly, I'm not surprised. Once it was put out that WAP was going to be on this album, I was like, this is probably the Megan feature that she's referring to. She took a couple weeks and, sharing the features list. But I was like, once I saw that and then she confirmed with the track list that was going to be her feature, I'm not surprised. I do love them together. Wouldn't have minded another song, honestly. But once I saw that, I wasn't even like that upset about it because I figured that would happen. But let me know if it's something that you guys wanted. Do you guys want another feature with Cardi and Megan Thee Stallion? Because I definitely will. I love the two together. I think they make really, really good music. So, but out of my whole score for Am I the Drama is, I would say it's an 8 or 8.5 out of 10. I think I like 95% of the songs. I listened to this album several times. I went back to the gym today, listened to the album, listened to it throughout the weekend as well. I think she has really Grammy potential, as well as at least a nomination for this. So she's been doing a lot, and I just love the fact that, Cardi left it in the music. So we got to get back to that. So this week's Music Friday is pretty packed. It's pretty packed. So I wanted to call out Doja Cat. I'm a huge fan of Doja. She's going to be coming out with her V album. She has several different covers for it. She also came up with a new cover on Tuesday as well. So definitely want to get the vinyl for that, because I think this is going to be a great album. I loved Scarlett. I think it was something that she proved to be like a rapper on there, right? Like I thought she always rapped well, but I love that album because she was rapping. And she had a recent interview where she said that she is a rapper that makes pop music. And I think I can agree, but I can also disagree with that as well, because I think she's a rapper that raps. She raps and she makes good rap songs. I don't think that album was perceived well by everyone, but I will have to say that is a great album. If you guys, it's been like a couple years now, haven't listened to it top to bottom, I would definitely give that a re-listen before New Music Friday tomorrow. Next, we have Mariah Carey. She's having a new album called Here For It All. Super excited. I'm a lamb. Mariah and I share the same birthday, which is exactly when Nicki Minaj is going to drop that potential album next year. So let's see what happens. So super excited for Mariah Carey's album as well. Definitely will review it to some degree either next week or have its own personal video, because I think Mariah is just an icon. She's an icon. And Young Thug, as you know, he delayed his album because he was going to have it released last week on the 19th of Cardi, but he said, oh, it's a girl, it's a girl's day. I'm not releasing my album. His album is called You Scooty, and he is going, I don't know what this album is about, to be completely honest. I know that due to his legal circumstances, he probably can't rap about everything he want to be rapping about. So I'm really interested that this is going to be his first album post jail, right? So this is going to be really, really interesting. I wonder if he's going to talk about the Mariah the Science incident, in which he outed himself saying that, he wasn't faithful to her. So I wonder if she'll be on the album or if he'll reference that as well. He has had such great one-liners like whoop-de-doo, so I'm just really curious as into what he creates with this album, because honestly, I don't know too much about it. I don't think he said much about it. And I'm just curious to see what it's going to sound like. Then we have Khalid. He is going to have a new single called Out of Body. Ice Spice is going to have a new song called Baddie Baddie. And Red Veil is going to have a new song called Brown Sugar featuring Smino. So we have a really good Music Friday tomorrow. I'm really excited to hear what this all sounds like. From Doja to Young Thug to Mariah Carey. Ice Spice, everybody. I'm super excited to see what everything is going to be like, and I'm super excited to share all of my thoughts with you guys. You guys showed me so much love with my last week's video, so I had to come back and I wanted to say how much I appreciate that as well. I appreciate everyone tuning in every single week. I do not take that for granted or lightly. If you've shared anything I've done, I have so many fun interviews coming up in the following weeks. I cannot wait to have one here as well on the YouTube channel, on the podcast channel. So if you guys are already following, you can follow us on Beyond the Record podcast on YouTube and on Instagram, as well as TikTok. I'll be uploading new videos on there as well. So, and like I said, I have some really, really fun stuff to do, especially if you're a sports fan. And yeah, I just want to know your thoughts anyway, things that you would like me to include for future episodes, because I just want to be able to give you guys the best possible experience when you guys listen. But thank you again so much for tuning in. I hope you guys have a very blessed week.